It's time for let's grill some dinner. So let's get the spices going. A little pepper, a little salt. I'm going to take the steaks out. I'll give them a quick rinse. Always rinse off steaks just to get the excess blood off them. A little more ground pepper. And take out the next steak. Here we're on sale. Under $7.99 a pound, I get ribeyes. Now I was talking to my little mates and he says, "Oh, I don't eat fish now. Oh, red meat." Okay, well, fish is an excellent source of protein. So is red meat. And I'll tell you, a lot of the government information about beef is misleading. Protein is your key, whether it's beef, whether it's fish, whether it's chicken, whether it's poultry, all good stuff. Now for the important part. It is time to fire up the grill. Let's get this party started. Put a little fire on here. So slowly we let this fire get going. This is going to give us some really good coals to cook the steak, because that's the only way I cook steak 99% of the time. There is that rare occasion that I will do a pan fry, but it's usually a lower quality steak and it's really, really cold out. But I got the deck kind of covered now, so I can pretty much do 11 months out of the year cooking out of here. So we just kind of slowly let the fire spread. And soon we'll have some hot coals. While we're waiting, have me a good old Guinness, nectar of the gods. One of my favorite beers. If you're gonna drink a beer, drink a good one. Or just drink one. Or don't drink one, however you feel about it. So it's Sunday, we're gonna cook up the steaks. It's kind of weird because it gets dark so early now. I feel like I'm doing a midnight bandits one, but it's not. It's like 7 o'clock. So I'll post this up later. I picked up 2 nice ribeyes on Wednesday when I did my bench. Looks like I'm gonna have to drop a bench over here. This is taking way too long. Like it doesn't want to spread over there. That should rush it. There we go. And there's nothing more kind of relaxing than a fire. It's like a campfire. You know, one thing I did enjoy about when I went camping, not in the Army, because we couldn't do a fire when we were in the Army. Not too tactful. Tactful? Whatever the hell it is. But when I was in Boy Scouts, sitting in front of the fire was always enjoyable. You know, that's why fireplaces are enjoyable. And things like that. Bonfires are always much fun. Kind of our connection with the energy being released. You know. People go, well, you're releasing carbon in the atmosphere. Yes, but where did the carbon come from? It came from the atmosphere. All right, we took the carbon from the atmosphere and we put it into the charcoal. When you burn wood, you know, the carbon the wood releases was absorbed from the atmosphere. You're not adding to it, you're just returning to it. You know, sometimes people say some of the silliest things. You know, when trees are young, they expire more carbon than they absorb. How do they do that exactly? Because how are they getting the carbon? Well, they're getting the carbon from absorbing from the atmosphere. Okay. Well, how are they absorbing? How are they expiring more than they absorb? Yeah, I thought so. So, you want to help the planet? Plant more trees. Okay? Don't throw cans off on the side of the road. You know what I mean? Take your trash home. Grow a garden. You know, grow indoor plants. Indoor plants increase the quality of your air in the house. I have quite a few plants in the house. Never can have too many. Right now our atmosphere is about 4 parts per billion, or 0.04, which is good for the plants. 0.06 would be better for the plants. You get down to 0.02, plants would die off. And if plants die off, everything else does too. So, anytime you see something on Twitter or X, whatever you want to call it, or TikTok or whatever, and somebody throws something out and says, and this is the facts, you better research them, because I find 9 times out of 10 it's not the facts. It's just something they're trying to sell you. Don't be a buyer of false narrative. Alright, want to grow muscle? Exercise, rest, nutrition, lots of protein, clean carbs. That's how you grow muscles. The incredible edible egg, milk, beef, fish, chicken, poultry. I'm going to say no to bugs. And that's how you sit there and get healthier. Just so enjoyable. Guess this is what happened to my bargain brand lighter fluid. Tends to move really slow. There we go. Now I think we got her going. Yeah, what you pay for. Kingsford will burn cleaner. There we go. It's just so much fun being out here in front of the flames. Now it's only about 30 degrees, so it's not too bad. We'll let that burn for a while. Kind of makes for a nice, I've seen there's some like videos out there where it's just a fire going. You know, campfires are relaxing. We even have a DVD that just shows a campfire while it's playing Christmas songs. You know, because not everybody can have a fireplace. So I'm going to let that go for about 10 minutes before I throw the meat on there. Enjoy the fire. Hope everybody has a Merry Christmas. And I'll be back. So I went to Costco. Great place to get lots of stuff. So I picked up some big bag of kitty food for Banks. Picked up 2 big bottles of A1 steak sauce. Mama's seen some gingerbread monster cupcakes. And she got those. Let me tell you, they are good. I watch the Deal Guy every now and then, and he goes to Costco often. You know, top 10 things you should be buying at Costco, and he always is grabbing 1 or 2 desserts. He never seems to be disappointed by them. And we definitely were not disappointed by the gingerbread ones. We don't buy a lot of that type of food, but every now and then, especially during the winter months, we splurge. They also had a big salad plate that's 2 servings that the wife got for the same price that she would get a single serving at Walmart. So we were happy to get that. We wish we just lived closer. We just happened to be out at a funeral out in Joliet, so we were close enough to go there. Got a big thing of tissues, like 10 tissues. We got a 36-roll pack of toilet paper, because you know it's not number 1 on the list, it's number 2. What else did we get? Got a few other things that were useful. Oh yeah, Guinness. Case of Guinness was on sale for you're getting these cans for like $1.14 each. That's a deal. Big thing of Irish cream for my coffee. 2 pounds of Kerrygold pure Irish butter. She also got some cocoa mix for the winter. So we did get in it, and I got some collagen for hands, nail, and skin for her. I had already bought some for myself. And Allegra for the wife. I don't take the Allegra, but she does. But we were able to get 110 dosage for about $4 less than you would have got 90 dosages at Walmart. So, and it's good to know what these things sell for. And a lot of times you just gotta bring out your phone and make sure you're getting a deal. So we had fun. I think it's about time to, I think it's time to throw some steaks on here and get this party started. The heavy duty spatula I got, I picked up 2 of these at a yard sale for $1 each. Really heavy duty, definitely worth the money. So I'll slap them on the hot for about 3 minutes, flip them over, then I'll put them off to the side, and then we'll cover them up and let them cook. Look how good those look. Nice thick ones. Yeah. 2-inch cuts. So I'm going to put them right on the hot coals and sear them. Sear the other side. Then we're going to take them off the hot area of there. Sprinkle a little bit more salt and pepper on there. And those are the only two spices I do use for steaks. I could use a timer to be super scientific about it, but I kind of just do it by watching it. Especially when I can be out here watching it directly. Now generally what we also have with this is like a baked potato, either sweet corn or green beans. I think we're going to bypass on the potato. And then I'll just sit there and cook up some beans or corn here real quick. But this is where the magic happens. And in my humble opinion, charcoal is the only way to do this. Not dissing any propane or natural gas grills, because those are cool and handy too. I've just been cooking with charcoal ever since I've been a kid. My dad taught me how to cook on this. I've probably been cooking over a fire since I've been 11 years old. And that's what I'm used to. So, I've had food cooked on gas grills and they've been great. I still think it's better on charcoal. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. So I may do this as like a Sunday night premiere, if I can get loaded up, and just something before I go to bed. And I'm more than happy for people to show up afterwards. But the nice thing about premiere is you have a live chat going on. Remember, you know, as a YouTube community, whether it's in fitness, nutrition, prepping, or whatever, we're all supposed to be supportive of each other. So, I bring this up because I've seen some creators forget this. And I've seen some people kind of hop on that bandwagon and forgot it. And I think if they really looked at what they were doing, you'd probably feel a little ashamed. Remember, when you point your finger at people, three more are pointing back at you. You know, the old saying is, judge not, lest be judged. And a lot of God-fearing channels, I think, have recently forgot that. And I'm not saying they're right, wrong, or different. I'm just kind of concerned watching it happen in real time. I watched it happen in real time with people I didn't think would be this way. So I started thinking about, you know, is this how all these moments in history started? Started with a bunch of people with good intentions. They got confused. You know, say people are waiting in line in hell filled with good intentions. And I'm far from being perfect. And like I said, I just noticed this. And I think some people are going to start looking back at what they're doing, and they're probably going to be a little ashamed, to be honest with you. I almost fell for it. I was almost ready to jump into it. Even if the cause is just. Alright. We're not really the ones supposed to be the judge, jury, and executioner, especially when somebody's already been judged and has served their time. So, one thing I can tell you, when you're on my channel and you're in the chat or whatever, I'm not going to be sitting there and researching you. I've had a few channels saying, well, I think we should know everybody's full name and address. It ain't none of your damn business. That's the whole idea of it. And the one thing us creators know, and it was taught to me when I first started, is if you do get somebody's personal information, you keep it to yourself. You know, because I almost slipped a few times because I didn't know any better when I first started. And I had a few other creators reach out and say, you know, John, don't release the names. Don't do that. And I said, okay, now I understand. And here we got some channels that are releasing information they shouldn't be. And you should be ashamed of yourself, regardless if you think your motive is just. It's not what you're supposed to be doing on YouTube. So just let me know anybody's online. I am not going to be sitting there and popping on any sort of website checking on you. And for those that you are doing that, you need to ask your question why. And would you want somebody doing that to you? And you're not as pure as you think you are. You know, and if you bring that to my channel, I will shut you down. Because I'm starting to see some of that going to other channels. And you're being rude if you're on somebody else's channel and bringing your drama. Don't do that. The whole idea is we're supposed to be a kind of a loose-knit community all over the United States and other continents. I mean, I know people watch me from Ireland, UK, and Saudi Arabia, and Egypt, and Iran, and Philippines, Japan, Korea, you know, a bunch of other countries, you know, Venezuela, or, you know, some of the South American countries, and, you know, they should be able to be comfortable being on there. So I'm just kind of saying, before you bring drama to somebody's channel, you should kind of look to yourself. All right. The whole idea is this channel is about uplifting you to try to be a healthier person. Fitness, enjoyment of life. You know, all the things I do, and it's not all related to lifting weights, but it's kind of ties in there. You know, I'm going to be getting my forge set up. I'm going to do a video on that tomorrow. Because I do now have a floor in my shed. And if you followed my last two walks around the farm, you can see where I got that material. It was like a blessing. You know, here I'm thinking I was going to have to spend a couple $100 putting a floor in, and walked right by my neighbor's house, and there it is, free of charge. So I'll be doing that. I'll be hanging lights. You know, I'll get the forge out there, get it hooked up to the tank, got the anvil set up there, get all the tools out there, get all the safety equipment, get all the sanders and the saw, and try to get everything organized, and then we'll start doing some things. Will I get the opportunity to start banging on some metal? Maybe not tomorrow, but I'll have it all set up for it. You know, I've got a couple hammers that were at my in-laws. They're gonna be perfect for forging. You know, just ask Mama, you using these? You know, no, we use them for us. I'll make knives out of them. You know, by beating on metal. You know, the people I got that wood from, they said, well, we can get, you know, 2x2s, you know, 4 or 5 foot lengths. Would you be interested? Well, of course I would. You know, I can do many things with that. It's just raw materials. You know, and so I'm really looking forward to the winter. I think there's going to be a lot of fun. I'm going to learn a lot of things. I'm going to make a lot of mistakes. You know, I hate to think how that first knife's going to turn out. Now, I will be probably tonight and throughout the week, I'll be watching videos on how to do this. There's a lot of great information out there. You know, why am I doing it? You know, am I doing it to make money? No. I might put some up for sale, but it's not for making money. It's just to learn a new skill, to keep myself active, to keep the brain active, to keep the body active. You know, swinging a hammer for an hour is going to be some hellacious exercise. No matter how many curls I did, and how many tricep things and wrist curls and all that, I guarantee you the first time I hammer for about an hour, I'm going to be sore the next day. That's going to be a good sore. Remember, soreness is weakness leaving the body. You know, I still do a lot of research on nutrition. There's I can't remember his name, but I'll try to do a screenshot later. But there's a doctor on Instagram, and he puts out a lot of good information, a lot of the information I put out. You know, telling you salt's not the enemy, sugar is. You know, magnesium is definitely something you should be taking. Going for walks, walking in the sun, exercise. Eggs are your best thing. Beef, best thing for you. Yeah, I know a lot of people are talking to different types of diets, and some of them are good and some of them are not. I mean, switching from beef to fish, nothing wrong with that. Fish is loaded with protein. Just ask your Kodiak bears at a safe distance. But one of the reasons they're bigger because salmon is so high in protein. But you know, so is chicken, so is pork, so is beef. Eggs, milk. When you're a vegetarian, your real challenge is to get enough protein. That's your real challenge. You know, and you get enough calories. Is it a healthy diet? It is, but we're not, the human, Homo sapiens is not a herbivore. We are a carnivore. All right, so we do need the larger intake of protein. Your brain uses 90 grams of protein a day just to be healthy. And if you're not getting it, then you're going to have headaches. So how do you get it? You know, if you're a vegetarian, how do you get it? Drink more milk. You know, can vegetarians eat eggs? I think you should eat more eggs. Here's one of the hammers I got. So this is going to be really good for working metal. I think it's probably what it was for. Here's the other one. You know, I'll have to keep an eye on that. Make sure I don't sit there and send the hammer flying. So, then I also have a propane heater I'll be unboxing and putting out that shed. Because I went out there working in the winter, I want to heat. Now granted, the forge will produce a lot of heat. You know, but it'd be good to have another one. I got one of those buddy heaters. A subscriber on a prepping channel put out there, and hey, you know, certain store had them on a really good price. And I went to the store and it didn't. You had to order it online. Well, I just showed them the line, and they honored the price. I ended up getting one for like, you know, $30 less than it usually is. And it'd be good to know how to use it, because my second channel is a prepping channel. Because it's not monetized, I don't put as much as my videos out on that one, or what I'll do is I'll post this on it later. You know, so yeah, I don't miss out on that 25 cents I can make on this video. Also, I want to thank all the members I have. All right, I did pick up a few more. I do appreciate it. And remember, when you're a member for at least 6 months, you know, shoot me an email, and you get a Scottish Fitness t-shirt. Or if you want a coffee mug, or if you want a copy of my daughter's book that's coming out on January 14th. Any of those options are viable for you. I know I just sent a message to Will, because he's been way over 6 months, and I know I haven't sent him that shirt yet. And even though he's over in the UK, you're still going to get that shirt. Also, you know, you can message me for one-on-one advice. We can do video chats if you want to. That's all comes as part of the membership. Not that I won't give you advice for nothing, but I will give you better advice. Yuck, yuck. If you're a member, and it helps the channel, and it helps give me a reason to keep doing this. As any creator knows, this takes time. You know, when I look at some of the bigger creators, and, you know, Rudy on Alaskan Prepper and John on Prepper Nation, I know the type of time they got to be putting in, because they put out better content I do on their subjects, and they put more into it. I don't do a lot of editing. This is pretty much first take stuff. That's just kind of the way I roll. But, you know, eventually I will. I just got to get me a program and get the time to do it. But most of the time I record it and I upload it. And then some people goes, you know, you didn't have the volume on. I'm like, damn it. Now, on those silent workouts, that's on purpose, because the gym plays music and it's copyrighted. So I have to go and resave it muted. And then I just kind of, you know, this is the weight I'm doing, this is what I'm doing, this is what I'm doing. And because the shorts are too short for me to do voiceovers, and I really don't have time to do a voiceover on the whole movie. I work for a living. I'm too active. So I do hope you appreciate the content I put out. Alrighty. So I think it's time to flip these over. Every now and then you gotta make sure you get enough air in the charcoal so you got enough heat. So sometimes if I think the charcoal got down too low, then I'll uncover it and I'll throw the steaks right back over onto the direct heat to make sure they get cooked. And this is kind of the trick with it. Now this one's a little bit lower, shallower kettled one. My other one's deeper, and a deeper one allows you to do a little bit better heat retention. I'll probably be buying a third one here pretty soon because my godson bought me a smoker attachment which won't fit on either one of the ones I already have. But I know which one it will fit on, and if that county market still has it, one I might be able to pick it up at a better price. And if I do, then I'll have 3 of those, but one will be hooked up as a smoker only. So in the wintertime, these come up on the deck. During the summer, I have them off the side of the deck, but in the winter, and the deck is closed off on, that's like 3.5 sides. This is still open. I do have something that I can hang there to keep it closed, but I think I'm going to do something different this year. Only because it, actually if I was thinking when I had my godson over yesterday, we would have hung it up. We did some other things we needed to do. I just kind of forgot on that. So steak's one of your best sources of protein and carbs, B vitamins, iron. And the grates on the grill are cast iron. My brother-in-law got me those last year. And they'll last forever. Otherwise, the regular metal grates, you get about 2, maybe 3 seasons on them, and then you have to replace them. So these are going to be here forever. And then also be a cast iron. You add iron to your food, and your body needs iron. I think 40 to 60% of the people in the United States are deficient in iron. Why is iron important? Blood. Helps form your hemoglobin, helps bring the oxygen to everything. And if you're not carrying enough oxygen to your cells, all sorts of bad things happen. This is good. So this is the way to spend your evenings in the winter. Just sit there cooking next to a grill. So like I said, live chat will be open. We'll do this as a premiere. I'm going to try to upload it today. And then tomorrow, I think I'm going to do a live stream right from the shed as I'm getting it set up. Which you'll be welcome to come in and out of. What I'll try to do is get most of the stuff in there that I'll be working on. Start the live stream. And then probably for a good hour you can just see me working in the shed and trying to get it set up for operation. I'll be hanging lights. I'll be running power from the house. That's interesting. See a plug that's already come out. But I do have a long extension cord. I'll reach out to the shed. I've got a couple of surge protectors. So I've got like one regular hanging light, really simple one there. I had some fluorescent ones, but you really don't do fluorescent anymore, so I'll probably tear that one out. And I have some LED ones. I think I got 3 of them. And that should start providing me enough light in the shed. If not, just get more. But I think I'm going to set up the buddy heater. I'm going to set up the forge. I'm going to hang the lights. That's probably what I'm going to try to do tomorrow. And then probably before I actually light the forge, I'll probably do a lot of reading of the instructions. And pick up a fire extinguisher to put out there. I have probably 4 in the house, but I like to keep them in the house. And I think the only other thing I need to add is some sort of quench tank, which I think I can just use my 5-gallon buckets for. So pretty much got that. And I'm gonna do is watch some videos on how to hammer things into shape. And first couple knives I'll be making will be smaller. And then once I kind of got figured out how to do it without making too many, without messing too many things up, then I'll probably start making some longer ones. I have a single burner forge, so it's not going to be able to do extremely big blades. But I should be able to do something as big as I refinished earlier, if not a little bit bigger. And then if I do get good at it, or it starts making me some income, I will pick up a bigger forge. But I think the one I got, the single burner, was probably the best thing to do, and something to learn on, and something I can always use. I mean, a lot of times I would be making small blades. Just depends on what type of metal I get a hold of. The sticks are smelling good. This is cooking good in a neighborhood. Like I said, I do appreciate the subscribers that are here. I did put something on the community page. I thought maybe I'd lose some subscribers. Doesn't look like I did, which is good. But I just had to be honest on it. I just didn't want any drama on this channel. I think we have enough drama in our own lives. We don't need to sit there and come to a channel to escape that, and all of a sudden there it is again. Yeah, that's the reason I don't watch the news anymore. News is just designed to make you angry. Regardless of what side of the fence you're on, it's just designed to make you angry. You know, the way I look at it is we're all at war with each other. And most of us get along just fine. But like I said, I did see an example happen in real time that concerned me. And I'm glad I recognized it, because it helped me make sure I didn't repeat it. I didn't sit there and get involved with that same issue. It could have. It's mob mentality. So here's what happens with the mob mentality, is you end up doing things you regularly wouldn't do because everybody else is throwing that negative energy at you. You know, a single person is not going to be very violent towards a group. 3 of them, maybe a little bit more. When you get 10, well then they'll start acting the fool. You get 100, now you're starting to get problems. And then when it's in the thousands, it becomes an animal on its own. And really, no one is in charge of what they're doing anymore. They're just reacting to what a few are doing, the instigators, and all of a sudden they feel justified to do acts of violence and vandalism. You know, beating people that they shouldn't be touching. I mean, killing people. And that's the mob mentality. And that's what you got to be concerned about. That's why you never want to be in a mob, even if you're part of the mob. And if you are part of the mob, you should really take another look at yourself. And the mob can be physically out on the street, or it can be online. And what I seen was online. And I was a bit disappointed in some of the people that I've seen involved in it. And I think if they really take a look at themselves and look at what they were doing now versus what they were acting months ago, I think they'd be a little bit embarrassed. Regardless if you think your position is just, regardless of how bad, you know, the target acted 22 years ago. All right? Not forgiving what the other person did, but, you know, who are you to sit there and start on the attack? That's a mob. It's a mob mentality. And that's how it happens. And most of these channels preach against that. And here, I watched him become it. And I looked and said, wow, that's really easy. I could have done that. I could have gotten involved in that same action. if I wouldn't have stepped back and thought about it. And that's what I try to do. I try to step back for 3 days before I react to anything. Because if you don't, you're reacting emotionally. You're not acting logically. You're letting your emotion really take over your decisions. And rarely is an emotional decision a good one. It just isn't. Doesn't mean you shouldn't have emotions. It's just you shouldn't make any serious decisions when you're highly agitated that way. And I think that's what happened. I do that with anything that happens on the news. I wait 3 days for the real story to come out. No matter what news it is, no matter where it's coming from. Usually the first story, I will say, is 70% misleading. And then you start getting the real facts, and you'll find out, yeah, it wasn't as bad as they made it out to be. No, that wasn't really, it wasn't that, it didn't go that way. Almost every time. I taught my son that. When he got excited about one, I said, let's wait a few days. Well, you don't think? I said, I can't tell you anything I can think because I'm not getting the information. I'm not getting enough information to make a judgment call. I need more information. In the next couple of days, more information came out, and I was able to make a judgment call. And it wasn't anything close to what it would have been at first, because the information that was coming out was mostly false. It was emotional information. It was not logical. It was not factual. And men and women of all ages, because I find them all doing this. You can't just say, oh, it's just the college kids. No, it's not. It's the middle-aged people. It's the older generation, too. You're all falling into this. You need to step back and research and challenge anything you see your outlets putting out. Include my information. Challenge it. I tell you, I'm not perfect, but I do research my stuff before I put it out. And when I get questions in chat, if I don't know the answer, I tell them, like, let me research that, and I'll put a video out on it. And I usually do. You know, ask me about keto diet. So I need to research it. I don't know much about it. Did my research, and there are a lot of pros and cons. It's not the diet I do, but I understand what they're doing, understand the process behind it. Now, if you'll, what diet do you do? I do a seafood diet. I see food, I eat it. But I try to have a good mixture of meat, fruits, and vegetables. Probably the only thing that I fall short on is fruits. So I went and picked up that balance of nature, fruits and vegetables. Especially this time of the year. I'm not doing as many vegetables, or the vegetables I'm getting are going to be canned, or they're going to be frozen, or they're going to be in the store and they've been there a long time before they got there. And they don't have the same nutrition that the one I'm pulling off my pepper plant, pulling off my tomato plant, or digging out of my ground for potatoes or cucumbers. Those things have lots of nutrition. And I feel in the summer, I feel far better. Sunshine's out there. I'm out there walking in the sunshine. I'm eating fresh veggies and that. No, absolutely. So what I do in the winter, I do supplements to help it with it. I still buy canned veggies. I still buy frozen veggies. If it don't look too bad, I may buy regular vegetables. And I make sure I get those nutritions in. I take vitamins and minerals. Well, you can get that from your food. You can. Rarely do we get everything we need. A lot of that stuff just passes through, and goes out. Okay, so what? A lot of it gets used. I see people saying, well, you're just wasting money. No, I'm not wasting money. Health is not wasting money. Yeah, I'll spend $100 a month to stay healthy. Because when you're not healthy, it costs more, and it's no fun. I mean, really. Do I spend $100 a month in vitamins and minerals? Sure I do. All right, but here's what I don't spend $300 a month on is prescriptions, because I'm on none. I don't spend $300 a month on doctor visits. I don't have to go. All right, I'm not sitting there and paying major hospital bills because I got extremely sick. All right, so I'll spend $100 a month. I think that's better. Now, does it mean I'll never get sick? No, I still get sick. This doesn't last as long, nor is it as bad. Why? Diet, exercise, vitamins and minerals. Washing your hands and wiping down surfaces doesn't hurt either. You don't have to do diet and exercise to do that. So that's just, this channel's about trying to stay healthier for as long as you can. All right, it's not the fountain of youth, but you can enjoy your life better. I look at the people my age. A large percentage of us in my age are in terrible shape. And I look at the kids in school, 60, 70% of the class are in terrible shape trying to get into junior high. They don't start out that way. I look at first, second, third, fourth grade, and you look pretty good. But by 8th grade, you're starting to see a lot of people are just way too overweight for a kid. Why is that? Well, diet and lack of exercise. All right. My suggestion is don't buy them a gaming system, and to learn adult, let them buy their own. The gaming systems are not a way to entertain a young kid. Those games are designed to keep you in front of it. And the whole time you're in front of them, you're losing the ability to sit there and think real life. You're not outside enjoying the sunshine. You are not getting physical exercise. This is not exercise. Just my opinion on that. There are kids that do play games and still do sports. But I just think, I like to play a little Fallout every now and then in Skyrim, but I don't do it very often. I don't watch much TV either. I'd rather be outside doing things. Living. That's not living, that's staying in neutral. There's a really good Star Trek Next Generation episode on an addictive game. And I'm pretty sure that was their whole message. You probably should watch it. All right, because it ain't just the kids that this affects, it affects the adults. All right, and I'm sure you know somebody, or you may be that person that does it. But I got to the point, I put a timer. 45 minutes, timer went off, I shut the game down. Done. Didn't worry about if I needed to get to the next level. Didn't have to go to the next cave. Didn't have to sit there and get the next item. So I had my entertainment, and entertainment's good. Just don't overdo it. So, I think we're getting pretty close to those steaks. Let me take another look at them here. Because I like them rare, Mama don't. So sometimes, we're kind of at odds. And then when it's dark like this, sometimes I'm not cooking them enough for Mama. It could still be mooing, and that would be good with it. I know one of my creators, John, is like, I like them well done. And I always count, and if you're a Lord of the Rings fan, you'll appreciate this. So this is not insulting anybody. We're like, you ruined it. You stupid fat hobbit, you ruined it. The steak should not be well done. Medium rare, medium at the most. I know my mom used to have them, they were burnt to a crisp. And it's like, oh, you ruined the meat. So right now I think I have one that's probably medium rare, and it's getting close to medium. So I think about another 5 minutes will be good enough to put on the plate and serve to eat. But I do appreciate kind of everybody hearing my rant. Remember, we're here about fitness and nutrition. We are not the Salem witch trials here. Alright? Nobody is perfect. Nobody is, as Jesus said, he without sin, throw the first stone. Well, nobody should be throwing any stones. And if you want to bring that here, you're just on the wrong channel. Just let you know right now. So with that, I think it's time to put this on the plate and get ready to eat. So, as always, have fun. Be excellent to each other. Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. Somebody finally gave me that name. Rest, nutrition, proper exercise, walk in the sun, and enjoy life. Do real things. Thanks for joining in. Any comments, put them in live chat, or if you want to, put them in regular chat, or you can sit there and email me at scottishfitness@gmail.com.